What's going on, people? I don't know who should do the intro, me or Rads, because we're both on Rads. Rads, who should do the intro, me or you?
I'll let you do it. You would normally do this, so you're in control.
What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dore back again on Rads' channel and my channel. So if you want me to talk first, or you want Rads to talk first, then make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and then Rads will do the most talking. I'll just sit there for 1 hour and watch David and Mollo talk while me and Raj just sit there. Is that all right, people? But yeah, what's going on, people? It's Mr. Dore. Talk about the Arsenal game. Talk about the transfer gossip that's been happening for the last 2 hours to go. Seems like Forest are going to announce a signing in a minute soon. So please, like I said, what we are going to talk about that. But like I said, people in the chat, do you want to talk about the players that you want in, the players you want out, please do. Like I said, if you're on Raj's channel as well, please hit the like button, subscribe as well.
Yep.
Let's talk about Forest. But as you know, I've already introduced to Rads as well. So next up.
I introduced Dore, by the way, for my viewers. You might not know who he is. So
actually, this is Rads. If no one knows, everyone knows who Rads is. So yeah, this is Rads. It's Brady.
Like we're on an episode of the Brady Bunch with the.
This is the Brady Bunch down there. It's the old generation. But yeah, next up we've got the man himself, Mollo. How you doing, Mollo?
Very well.
Very well.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. All things considered.
Good. And the man himself, all the way from Australia, early morning. The man himself, the Labatt's with the Labatt shirt in the background. Man himself, David. How you doing, David?
Mate, Ben, excellent, doing well. And I think the intro, you need to build it up more. Not only do we have the greatest channel on YouTube for sports podcasting, we have the second greatest channel. And we have the two greatest podcasters on here who are going to talk about all things Nottingham Forest, the two people that you look to. And I'm just so looking forward to Boulderman and Mollo talking. And while Rads and Dore get to watch, as we get to talk about the draft.
We're not really talking. Why would he do that? It's just it's a vibe.
We want to talk. Me and Rads, like I said, me and Rads will sit there. We're like, I don't know, people in the chat, who do you want to talk more, me or Rads? Because like I said, you're on my channel, you're on his channel. So in the chat, who do you want to talk more to do the talking? Like, should Rads interview me or should I interview Rads? What do you think? Who should do the main talk? Rads or me?
I don't know. I feel intimidated being on two channels at once. You know, it's a bit too big time for me. I don't know if I can handle it. But I think it's got to be the Aussie accent, isn't it? Although I have to say, I have a soft spot for Australia for a lot of reasons, but I'm not sure about an Australia scarf covering up a Forest badge. That worries me.
Okay, we'll fix that up.
The background there.
Yeah, take that Aussie one off.
We'll fix that up. We'll fix
That's
that.
it. That's it. So perfect. There's some people like to please do hit the like button if you can for man Rads. And like I say, if you're on my channel, make sure you go to Rad's channel and like. If you're on Rad's channel, might go for my channel and hit the like button as well. So yeah, like I said, we are going to talk about Arsenal first and talk about the transfer gossip, because I don't know if people have got Forest on WhatsApp, because if you know, Forest are close to signing Gino Reyna from Bayern Munich. What's it? Dortmund. That's it. Dortmund. So people, if you haven't got Forest on WhatsApp, go on follow them as well. Right, let's talk about Arsenal first. Lost 2-1. Let's get David, the Aussie man. Like I say, why am I talking, man? Go on, right?
I'm not sure how to do this.
No, Dore, the comment from Luke O actually has nailed it. I think first half Dore, then we wait for the board to go up, and then Rad subs in. We just wait for Nuno to just advise us when we're making that tactical substitution, because we know that we'll, like Forest, we'll start the game weekly with Dore as the host, and then when we need to win, we'll bring on Rads so that we can win. Isn't that how it works?
Rads will do allow Taylor.
94th minute. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, so David, Forest and Arsenal game.
Let's talk about the Arsenal match, shall we? Let's not forget, let's keep it in perspective. Arsenal are challenging for the Premier League Championship. They are a quality outfit, and they will have had this fixture on their list for a little while in terms of a bit of payback, and they will have known that it's a danger game. So let's just be, abundantly clear on that. We're also got a numerous number of players out on African Cup Nations duty. Like the squad, this week's squad looked stronger, but for 2 weeks ago, you're looking at the team and, some of the subs, we had to kind of go look them up, and this looked a lot stronger. And then the key takeaway from mine was the return of the beast, Taiwo, and just how exciting it is just to see him. I don't know how he does it, and the ball just seems to fall to him, and he just seems to get these goals. And so, with Alanga and some of these other characters coming back, you saw Felipe on the bench. I think it's a long Premier League season. My takeaway is we will be okay. It's never as bad as you think. And I know we're obviously going to talk about the goalkeeper. I think Molo wants to get into that. Molo, was that your
You're getting started because he's got like an essay about Turner.
Well, look, I'm not. Last episode, I said I was on the Turner train. We've got new information. Maybe we should do the poll, Dore. How many people think Turner should start now over Lacademos?
I'm going to do a poll, people, right now. Who should be in goal for?
You've got to put Hennessy's name on there, though, Dore.
Yes,
you might be older than me. He might be older than me, but it can't be worse. I feel really harsh because I actually really like
George
Matt
Shelby
Turner.
go.
Yeah, I really like Matt Turner. He was dead nice to my little boy and my wife and everything. He's just a lovely, lovely guy. And I so want him to succeed. And he was superb against Bristol City and he was superb up to that point against Arsenal. And then that happens. And it's like watching Australian cricketers on the boundary. It was horrendous. It was like, you taught at school the long barrier, aren't you? You'll know this. The long barrier when you're playing cricket. What was that? That was the barrier reef, I think, the gap. But taking that out of it, you make the right point there. But what bothered me, and I think we said when I bumped into you after the game, we said this, didn't we, Ben?
Yeah.
I thought overall, I'm that sad. I watched the whole game back when I got back from work today, just because I couldn't believe what I'd seen. We actually, although it was a bit desperate sometimes, we defended really well, and they were a very different animal to what turned up last season when they. Ooh, what?
You can see your ball out. We can still see you.
Sorry, my screen just went blank.
I thought you were about to break a transfer news. Nottingham Forest have signed. I'm like, what have you got an exclusive, Molo? Go!
I thought Molo was about to leave us to get to the podcast.
You know, I'm not allowed to.
Molo was actually signed with Crystal Palace Podcasting and is leaving immediately.
Stop. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to say anything. And I've got my wife here going, shut up.
That's it. Listen to the wife.
Arsenal were really but they were dealing with this. We were dealing with them really well, generally. I think, understandably, Mangala wasn't quite where he's been. The fullbacks, Saka's not the player, isn't on the sort of form he was. I was worried about Saka absolutely destroying Toffolo, because Toffolo's a really good, honest pro, but he absolutely lacks pace, doesn't he, off the mark. But for the first time in a little while, and 2 games on the trot now, centre halves were solid as anything. I don't want to tempt fate because they're very young, and we know that Murillo, whenever the ball is neck height or below, Murillo is absolutely world class. When it's above his head and it's heading time, he makes you nervous, doesn't he? But that'll come.
He did do one good header. If I do remember,
he did a few. He did thing is, it was the ideal team to play against for Murillo, isn't it? And I'm not, he was absolutely outstanding. Watching it back, he was even better than I thought. But they're not that great in the air, are they, going forward? Anyway, what frustrated me the most is we've done the hard work to an extent that when they hit the post, if that goal had gone in when they hit the post, I'd have just said, you know what? I was like, my head was like this watching the build-up. Their build-up for that chance was off this planet, wasn't it? If that goes in, you hold your hands up and go, okay.
Yeah, you're not beating that.
Post, you know what? This could be our day. This could be our day. They've hit the post with that amazing move. And instead, we gift them not 1, but 2 goals. And that's the frustration. Because as well as Arsenal played, they didn't hurt us too much. And we gifted them both goals. And you just can't do that at any level, let alone this level. And it's frustrating because I just so want Turner to work out, because he's coming for crossing, he's been superb. His kicking's got better. And then what happens? And he's such a... I can see there's a superb keeper in there. And what it is as well, he's actually very inexperienced as a first team keeper, isn't he?
Molo,
So
can we just from the shot? That'd be nice, lads. I'm worried about the effect of having a turn of mental health. Let's just pan it out. Andrew, we don't come in here and absolutely destroy players, as you know. We don't. But we just got to see what we see from our own eyes. We'll never ever cross the line and disrespect a player like other people do. If you know, you know. But I said I'm not gonna go out there and just disrespect a player like Molly's. But Molly's not saying nothing disrespectful to Turner, and I hope in the chat.
He certainly tries hard, Turner, doesn't he? You can't question his effort. Like his effort, and when he cares, and so that's to Molo's point about how we just want him to kind of work out, and you kind of just feel the pain when he's disappointed. Yeah.
It was a brand new way of finding a way of making a mistake, wasn't it? He seemed to have, at the moment, he seems to have looked after his kicking, which was a bit ropey. He's coming for crosses. I mean, last night, I know Arsenal aren't great in the air, as I say, but he came for crosses superbly. He made one very, very good save with the deflection off Toffolo. And you think this could be our night. And if he'd have, I know it's a big if he'd have got through last night on that kind of form, then he starts to build momentum, because there's no doubt he played really well at Bristol City. And, I mean, I know their quality of crossing is different, but he was the same there. He didn't have any saves really to make, as I remember, but his kicking was sound. And you think, he
made a couple of saves.
Bristol City.
Oh, right, okay. So I was
more
referring
two games on the trot where he was looking good. But I would imagine he's going to be strong enough mentally to. I hope he doesn't watch. I hope he doesn't watch certain channels or doesn't. Watch
he subscribes to Rad's channel actually, but not
because he's getting pelters. But yeah, but he's definitely got the talent to come through it. It's just going to be tough, and he could turn it around. You know what Forest fans are like? Chris Wood was the worst thing that ever signed for us at one point. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. A certain proportion of our fans, a segment, then suddenly everyone's singing his names because he's got himself fit and healthy, and he's played for a while, and he's doing really well. Again, he played well last night. But yeah, in a nutshell, Arsenal were far better than us, as you'd expect. It looked like we were just about handling them, and unfortunately, having missed their golden chances, it felt like we gift them a chance, and that's what happens, isn't it? By the way, don't just blame Turner for that goal.
Wait.
You're right, Molo.
Wait, confirmation. Forest have signed.
Yeah,
right. Confirmed. Get your likes up, people, on mine and Rat's channel.
We've just dropped an exclusive here, everyone.
We want to know what's an exclusive.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
I wonder where he is tonight.
There he is. The man himself. Breaking news. Nottingham Forest have signed Bruce Dobbin on loan. It's not permanent. It's on loan because he signed a contract to 2016, if I do remember. So the Forest have signed Giovanni Rihanna from Dortmund. Should we talk about the game, or carry on with the game? Or
let's stick to the game. I want to build on Molo's point and throw to
Molo. Carry on.
No, that's me. I'm just saying they were far superior as we expected. There was a lot of mistakes led to that first goal. It wasn't just it.
Molo. It wasn't just
they can analyse it, and the ball went into midfield. Morgan Gibbs-White was surrounded and couldn't keep hold of the ball. It then broke over to where Williams was. I thought at the time he was fouled, but watching it back, he probably wasn't. He stayed on the floor, and nobody reacted to throw in. And before you know it, it's there at that point. But at that point, I stand right in line with it, and I looked. Oh God, if he pulls that back, we're in trouble. But if he crosses it, we've got loads. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, we had what happened. Second goal, same thing. But even then, we did it almost identical to what we did at their place. We could have stolen that point, because that half chance that Tyrell had after a superbly taken goal. I mean, I'm amazed they didn't complain it was a foul for the first goal, though. Having watched it, I'd be annoyed if my centre half got barged out of the way like that. But anyway, we nearly nicked a point. and it was the usual dodge shout for a long shot of a penalty. It's just taking it forward, and as David said, the big thing now is those players coming back. Obviously, we're losing Mangala, but those players coming back and taking it forward into the next few games. We've got a tough run of games, haven't we? And
they're all tough
I
games
can't
in the
believe we
Premier
signed
League.
Reina. I never would have. Yeah, true. Last season we were like, we've got tough games coming up. We got our points, didn't we, off the tough games, and we got the tough points over Christmas, didn't we? The games off the tough points off the tough games, put my teeth back in. That's my take on it.
Well, David, 1 minute before I do, I had Gunnar Lee on my channel for the previous year, and he's come in with a smiling face on it. And thank you, Turner, inside job. Yeah. Shout out to Gunnar Lee, top bloke he was. And as well, and I got a super chat as well from Andrew. Thank you, Dore. I know you care about the players. Listen, when a player plays good and a player plays crap, I'm gonna say it how it's said, but I'm not gonna go personal on players. I'm not gonna do it. So if you want me to be something I'm not, then please go on other people's channels and go on the channel and say something disrespectful, because I'm not gonna do it. And it's up to these lot how they feel about players, but I'm not gonna go cross the line. So thank you for the £2. Sorry, Bollock, David. Carry on, sorry.
I was just going to say that the goal that went in, guys, I don't think it was just on Turner. I don't think it was just on Turner. Like on the throw-in,
absolutely
like Montiel moved across to the right, and then Omobamidele didn't pick up the guy. And I think, he should have been picked up quicker, and there was just a lack of communication there. And so I think we've definitely got, Murillo's definitely ahead of Omobamidele at the moment. It was a poor let in. What did you think, Rads? Was that your take? You were quickly pretty good on the tactical points.
Yeah. With the first go, I do agree. It wasn't just on Turner. I think, to be honest, I think we were kind of caught out a bit by the fact that I think everyone was thinking there should have been a free kick in the build-up to it because Nico was brought down. And I think the Forest players were a bit flustered by that, and they thought, I think they were just kind of waiting to see what was going to happen, even though the referee played on, which he probably shouldn't have done. But, that's just our luck, especially because Saka had just been brought down like 10 minutes beforehand for something very similar. It just always seems to be the way. But yeah, I do agree. In general, I think the whole defending and, I don't know, concentration levels weren't great with the goal. Like I said, I think there's a bit of flusteredness going on there with are we playing on or not? But even so, it's still frustrating. And Turner should have been doing better than that. He's at the extreme right, and it goes through his legs. It's that's annoying, really. So it's my take on it, really.
Let me ask you, Molly. I think because I spoke to you, Molly, after the game about. I think I'm sorry, I apologize. I hate this word. The low block.
Let me say it.
Tell me what, people in the chat. Well, Molly, we'll see it does here. People in the chat. Molly's gonna say something because it was very interesting what he said after the game. So people in the chat, respond to what Molly says. Go ahead, Molly, what he said.
No, just what my point was, and I'm not trying to hark back to the past. I felt when I saw the lineup and when I saw how it was, and there isn't much of a choice, to be fair. I'm not criticising the manager on this, but it's a state of mind in that is the most defensively set up team I've seen since Chris Hughton, in terms of, in the first half anyway. The first half, apart from we managed not to concede goals, panned out exactly as I expected it to, because there was no way we were going to be able to break on them at pace very often, because there wasn't that level of pace in the team anywhere. And if a certain other manager would have set us up like that and played like that, it'd be getting absolute pelters, wouldn't he? I know things take time to pan out, but I feel that we're set up very similar to how we have been. It's just a change of face, if you like, and maybe that change of attitude from one or two players will try and impress the new manager. But it was so defensive. It was if you ever play football at any kind of level and you have a training session and you do that attack versus defense for 15, 20 minutes, and all the defense is allowed to do is win the ball and hoof it back to halfway, get their shape back ready for the next attack. They never actually go over the halfway line themselves. It had a feeling of that in the first half because of the personnel, because of the fact that we couldn't get out because Arsenal was so good. We didn't necessarily have. I'm not saying the players we had on the pitch weren't good enough individually, but the combination of players we had was quite a lack of pace across the board, wasn't there, against a team like that? And I thought it panned out how I expected it, and I just think I don't know what else he could have done, because if the 2 lads he brought on, or 3 lads he brought on, weren't match fit or ready to start the game, what else can you do? The only thing I wondered is if whether Taiwo and Alanga, perhaps instead of coming on both of them, one could have started to give us an outlet for pace somewhere, and one could have come on later. I don't know. But Alanga's obviously more attacking and doesn't give us quite that solidity in midfield. But it was very, very defensive setup, as you'd expect, the low block. But the problem is when we had the ball, we didn't look after it, and we had nowhere to go with it, because it was just, the minute Taiwo came on, even though we still weren't much better with the ball, at least it stretched them a bit. And it was that first minute of the second half, wasn't it, where we almost got put in. He got the ball, but it was behind the defender, and obviously they're pretty quick at the back. So it was just how it felt. If we'd got a draw or picked up the points, I'd be raving about what a tactical genius he is, letting them have the ball for the first 45 so we could just sit in and what have you. But it was hard watching, if we're honest, wasn't it? Being a good defensive display is great, but it was hard watching at times. And that's not me criticising, saying, we need to change the manager. It was always going to be hard watching against Arsenal at this point in the season, because they're way ahead of us at the minute. But it was tough watching. And if that had been a Steve Cooper, dare I say that thing, performance, he'd have been getting absolute pelters, wouldn't he, from all angles. But the players we've got coming back in, hopefully we're not going to have to see that until we play Man City, at least. And at least we can have a go at teams. I'm not for a minute suggesting we should have gone at Arsenal, because that would have been suicide. But
we just don't have the players though for that. What did you want him to do?
That's what I'm saying. It was hard.
Nico Williams is currently better than Hudson-Odoi. I would have picked Nico. I would have liked to see Alanga.
I'd have liked to see Alanga or Taiwo, whoever's got the most minutes in them, start the game. They both finished the game. I'd rather they split their minutes somewhere else, just so we had pace on the pitch. Because we had zero pace going forward, didn't we? Understandably. But lots of.
I'd rather pace at the end though, at the start though, Molo. I think he managed that as well as he possibly could have, and he got the absolute most minutes out of Taiwo and Alanga that I think there's an element of responsibility. Are we really going to beat Arsenal, or are we saving it for? I know we've beaten Arsenal before.
There is that. No, I get that. There is that, but equally,
Taiwo did not look like Taiwo, did he? He was Taiwo was good, but he's still going to be underdone. Yeah.
It's a hard one because.
Sorry, Molly. I just want to say, I think Raz has got a super chat.
Yes.
$10 for that. Where's my super chat? Why have I not got a super chat from this guy?
Thank you, Max.
Because no one's ever thought you were worthy of a super chat, Dore.
Max, listen, Max, come on, man.
I was just say, right, this guy's been following me since I had about 100 subscribers.
Max,
and he's got his own channel now. He's on 300k subscribers.
If you want him, people just Max. If I shout your channel, are you gonna give me $10, please? That'd be great, because I need it. Yeah, if you can't help me out, Max. $10.
Well, Dore needs a new beanie.
But not this is my hat. Listen to me. Everyone knows how I feel about my hat. If you know, you know. Don't touch my hat. I just put it on, and it's cold. But yeah, shout out to Max for $10 to Raj's channel. But if you want to do it to my channel, please do. David, what was I about to
say? I can't remember now. I've lost it. I was too busy thinking about the fact that I'd rather see Max donate $9.90 to your channel. I think that would be far more amusing.
That would be great, yeah.
That'd be great. If it's £9.99, then that's fine. Just Max, go on.
Yates should have started that game as well for me. That was the other thing I wanted to say. It was a game.
I was a bit surprised by that, actually, yeah.
Who would, the way it panned out, especially, there's no better man to have in that kind of running around causing havoc while when we haven't got the ball, is there? And he's good. He's not saying he's not good on the ball because he helped push us forward again, as he has done a lot in the Premier League.
Yeah, but I think we've got a lot of games coming up. We're selling Mangala. But we're selling Mangala. Get the most out of him while we've got him.
I do disagree. I disagree with one thing there, Dave. You can't roll over. You can't think about the next game before you've played the game you're in, especially a home game. You know, you've got to remember, it's all right for us season ticket holders that like, some of my family don't get a chance to go that often. It's 51 quid a shout. You don't want the manager picking a team based on who he's playing the following week. I can't agree with that. You've got to try and win the game in front of you, one game at a time. Because that's just too defeated. Well, we're going to pick this team, but don't worry, you'll play next time because that game's more important than this one. They're all important, as you said, and they're all difficult. Bournemouth away is going to be no easier, really, is it?
Before we do so, yes, Rise has got another super chat. This is from Andrew Sharp, £2.
Thank you, Andrew.
What is going on, people? Come on, man. We are on my channel and Rise's channel, but show some love, man.
I think Dore's regretting the idea of joint streaming all of a sudden.
No, I think it's great. I like to help out other YouTube channels. I also show love to Rad's channel, but come on, man, show me some love as well.
I just want to see more Rad's donations and fewer Dore ones, to be honest.
David, come on, man.
I'm a regular on your channel, not Rad's. Well, look. Yeah. Look, we talk about the Yates thing. Let's get deeper on that because I know I'm not a play Yates every single match. So, like, I don't get me wrong. I like Yates, but I can just see the rationale. I think Mangala is a more quality player than Yates, and if Mangala's out the door, then I can understand the rationale this week because you're going to need a whole bunch of minutes out of Yates next week. And I think it's a little naive to think that you don't have to manage these players that are running around for 12 kilometers on a match. So. Yeah, I like this. I like the selection of Mangala, and I thought Danilo was quite good. I think he's getting in a little bit of form. God, wouldn't have been great if that goal had gone
in. People, if you're turning to my video, please do hit the like button for mine and Rad's. So please do. There's another person that I know it's good to see Ty winning a battle. Did anyone in the chat or in the panel feel sorry for Chris Wood going off? I don't know why. What was the reason of him going off?
I did, to be honest. Yeah.
I felt sorry for him, to be fair. But Marlo, did you feel sorry for him? Or Rats? We'll go Rats. Rats has got so much donations.
I did. I was purely tactical. Yeah. No, he shouldn't be allowed to talk. He's just getting money at the minute.
Yeah, he spoke more. So he's getting more donations than me. But keep donations.
$1 a minute.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I agree actually about Wood. I did see at half time when Tara was coming on, I was partly really happy about it, or very happy about it. But I did feel like, this Wood's the guy that, stepped up when no one really thought he would. Everyone was slagging him off and he stepped in and he's been fantastic, I think, since Tyro's been out. Scored some really big goals. I mean, that Newcastle game springs to mind straight away. And, I didn't think Tyro was going to come on straight away at half time. So it's like, I don't know. I get worried about Tyro and you want to get him back in the mix. He was clearly fit enough to play that half, but it's like somewhat disrespectful to Wood. But he was always going to go off. I think everyone knew Tyro was going to come on if he's fit, and I think going forward he is going to start ahead of Wood. But we now know at least that Wood is a very good option, a very very good option behind Tyro. Which is the reason why we were also happy to see Awani back in the mix, really, because of how important he's been. But yeah, I do understand the shouts that it was a bit, hard on him, really. But I suppose it was going to happen.
You're saying that Woods was ill, according to Nuno.
No, that makes sense then. Right.
So it makes sense, but I thought from seeing it, I thought it was a bit weird. Look, and then we mentioned Nicky Williams, like
who starts at Bournemouth.
That's the problem. Not stupid, Dave. Do you think that team, Tyrone should start against Bournemouth?
I think we got to manage Taiwo's fitness. It depends on also Chris Wood's fitness. And I'm just going back to the point on, what's your gut feel tell you? Do you think we're more likely to score at halftime when Taiwo comes on or if Chris Wood stays on? And the answer is it's when Taiwo comes on. So the answer must be Taiwo should come on. So as opposed to Nico Williams, Look, he doesn't really have a position, does he? He's kind of wing and then kind of also here. I'm not sure. Look at this. Michael McGee's coming through.
Wait, again. People,
I'm not told anyone to do this, by the way.
Listen to me, right? Raz is coming on my channel, right? And this is taking a Charlie. Raz does his promptly a comedy career. What is going on?
I personally like it. I think it's good. It's really good.
Oh, if I had any money, I'd be donating to you now, Raj. This is getting funny.
What's going on?
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you.
Michael, thank you for the $5. But you know what? I think people in chat, do you think I should get half of that? Do you think I get half of that?
No.
What?
No.
This is hard.
It's like Taiwo scores and you say, oh, should maybe Montiel get half of the goal bonus? No, he shouldn't. It's Taiwo's goal. It's his goal.
You haven't signed anything, have you, Rad?
No, I've not secretly said to everyone, please just donate while I'm on Dore's channel as well. It's like, no.
Brilliant. You're not signed anything to share with Dore or anything. It's
no.
I can get you out of that contract.
We've got another hour and a half till the transfer window close. So if anyone wants to transfer, and
it closes tomorrow, doesn't it? It closes tomorrow.
Tonight, isn't it?
It's now breaking on Sky.
Thought it was tomorrow.
Hey, Andrew, thank Andrew.
Oh, I'm so disappointed with Andrew Sharp. His comments are always on point.
Wait, Russ, yes! Russ dance!
Dad, you're on my side, aren't you, Dad? Like, come on.
All right.
Yes. Wait, another one. Yes, Andrew, stop begging. I feel sorry. Thank you very much. See? I've got people watching my channel. Thank you for that. I'm not begging. I'm just like, no, what? Half an hour's gone. I think it's Rad's turn now to take over the show. Is it your turn, Rads?
Boards up. Yeah.
Boards up. Substitution.
He swapped sides. He swapped sides.
Right, yeah, swap sides. Here we go. We've got swap sides.
There we go.
Right.
So Rad's going to take over from that. When it closes tomorrow, I thought short four is today.
No,
I think everyone thought it was today because it's the last day, isn't it, of January? But
Thursday.
It's weird, isn't it?
Or something daft.
No, I saw it tonight. Right, we'll do half. Let's talk about a little bit about Arsenal. Like, it wasn't like I said, it wasn't a fantastic point from Forest. Like, Arsenal were God. We've got to give credit to Arsenal. Right, like I said, we've got players like Nick Carter coming back now, Canati coming back, but Amabamidele and Murillo. What's your we've got Bournemouth. Who would you people in the chat? Who would be your pairing against Bournemouth? Centre pit pairing. I'll go for the chat.
And if Solanke's playing, doesn't it?
Yeah, Solanke will play.
Well, Murillo's still having nightmares about him, I should think.
Yeah, 100%.
Right,
who would you put? People in the chat. Who would you put in the back line?
Centre backs.
Yeah, centre back. Who would be your pairing people?
Well, I think we all want Nick Carter to come back. Really, I mean, I don't see any reason why we couldn't just throw him straight in. Like, I know he had quite a traumatic exit to AFCON by missing the penalty, which is really, it's good for him because I think he did well. I watched quite a bit of that game. I think he did fine, and it probably will only help him playing in that kind of tournament. No disrespect to Amabamidele, I think he's been genuinely really, really good for us since he's come in. He's still a young player. He's only going to grow if he doesn't make any mistakes. Hopefully he can iron them out. And he had to really bide his time, but I think he's took his opportunity. I think Murillo's kind of nailed on in the starting 11 right now. I think deservedly. I know even Murillo definitely does make mistakes, but I think it's clear why he's played so much. I think, if being honest, I'd probably have to say Murillo and Niakate, which is maybe a bit harsh on Amabamidele, but I think I'd have to bring Musa back into the starting 11 ideally. I think he's a really big player. I think he is. And then when we get Bollock back,
can't have two centre halves who are dodging the air.
Yeah,
you have two centre halves against him dodging the air. He tore Murillo apart, didn't he? Once Bolly was sent off. Do you know what I mean? think.
Sorry,
Yeah, good point.
Before I get David, I got sorry, Rad, but your father sent me another chat. £4.99. Thank you. Don't spend it all at once. I think I'm need hacked. Rad is a legend. I might get him on the channel. People in the chat, she was substitution Rad for Rad.
No.
I think
Rad's in charge. He's substituting you out, Dore.
Rad, that's absolutely a legend. Thank you for the £4.99. But yeah, is that from Rad's pocket money? If that's from his pocket money, don't even know from his channel.
Ticket.
Yeah. David, what do you think? Who would be your
I'm going to team Rads on this one. I think you're bringing Niakate straight back into the team. If he's not jet lagged or anything like that, and he's fit and ready to go, which he should be, he'll be amping to play. Let's get him back in. I like Omabamidele. I blame him a little bit for that goal and not picking up Jesus on the corner, on the throw in rather. And I just think the long throws is also just an attacking outlet that I think we need to get back in. And I think Omabamidele is probably so Niakate all the way for mine.
Molo? Who would you get, Molo?
I just think you need someone who's dominant in the air alongside Murillo. So I'd probably go with Omabamidele, to be fair. I think Bolly's the one, isn't he, when he's back for that at the moment. But
yeah, well, you want that for sure.
Yeah, Niakate he was playing really well. I do worry though that they should be fit, but that African Nations was like a stroll, wasn't it? I was watching a few of the games. It's like slower than the Dutch league. Thinking poor old Sangari, trying to acclimatise to the English pace of the game, he's gone to the slowest tournament I think I've ever seen, and it worries me them coming back into the pace. I know it's only been a few weeks for some of them, but no, it's a tricky one. I think Omabamidele's got certain attributes. He's certainly a lot better in the air, isn't he, than Niakate? Niakate's a strange one in the air, isn't he? Because he wins his fair share.
Yeah,
he's got a 50 pence head in terms of where it goes. If you know what I mean, he very rarely dominates with the header. Although he wins the header, which is the main thing, it can go anywhere. So it's a tricky one because of the way. Maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on one player. And let's be fair, fullbacks have got to do a better job of stopping the crosses as well, and especially the amount of time we let them get at our place to put those crosses in. So I think Omabamidele's done literally nothing wrong, other than, as you rightly say, it probably should have got hold of Jesus. But I don't think he's done enough to be. It's hard to say dropped because we've got half a squad coming back almost, haven't we? So
Kanate's coming back as well. Kanate's coming back as well.
Yeah, Kiati might get more game time than people expected as well now on the back of.
You know what? There's a player. There's a player that I don't want to talk about. It seems like, well, it's not confirmed yet. Mangala seems like he's going. Right now, he's in Germany waiting for the go ahead to sign for. Yeah, so
a lot of money.
I think it's great money.
Yeah, good money. It's more than we bought him for. It's good business.
Yeah. I've got another super chat. I think this is from Michael Margie. $2. Is that for a new hat? Thank you very much. I think, come on, I think.
Expecting a big sombrero next episode, Dore.
$2 hat.
Yeah, if you want me to different hat, people donate. It'd be great. Or might get a hat.
Here's a thought: away from home.
Thank you, Michael.
And I know just a little sort of slightly left field, but Niakate's been playing as a left back, hasn't he, for in the African nation, or left-sided centre back almost. Without being disrespectful,
did he play left back? He played one game left back.
One of the games, yeah, he actually played left back.
He wasn't great for us at left back.
It wasn't
great. But
in fact, I thought he looked more noticeably worse than. Yeah, I didn't like it. But
it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because at the moment, sounds harsh again. We've had a sort of a significant downgrade at left back compared to last season. We know that. And we keep getting those against them. Bournemouth last time, a lot of those crosses were coming in from that side, weren't they? They're getting too much space. But then again, that's too big a change, isn't it? He doesn't seem to be that left back slot hasn't been nailed down by anyone this season, has it? It seems to be rotating through, the two that he's got out there at the minute. But I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's almost throw it up in the air over the next couple of the weeks, couldn't you? What the team selection will actually be.
That's half the problem, isn't it? That we actually can't. Like, that's the beauty of Taiwo. Taiwo is the starting striker. He is the best player.
Yeah.
You know, Morgan Gibbs-White plays in the number 10 slot. He's the best player. Anthony Alanga is the best winger. He's the best winger. And then the rest of the squad, you're like, Murillo. Other than Murillo, you're like, who's the best? Who's the best in any of those positions? Like,
sometimes it's without. Sometimes it's who's the least worst as well.
It's actually who's the least worst. Yeah. It's so really. 4 positions are only locked down in that Forest squad, and I think that's maybe overarching the problem. And that's why I'm worried about the Gio Reyna signing. He's not going to be better than Alanga. I think he'll be better than Hudson-Odoi.
Right. I think we spoke a lot about Austin. Before we do talk about Austin, I got some super chats as well. I think this is for Rads. Is it for Rads? Yes, it is for Rads. £2 from Colin Jackson. Thank you, Colin. For that to £2, and I got one from Mark. Thank you for £2.
That's a great caption, I must say. Great caption.
Mark, come on, Mark. I thought we were mates.
Thank you, Mark.
Hey, wait, Mark, come on. I thought we were mates. Thank you for the £2, Mark. I thought we were mates with you. Appreciate that. That was a great caption, though. Shout out to Mark. Well, we've got like another 20 minutes, but we're going to talk about signings. So, people in chat, who's your man of the match yesterday? We'll make this one quick. Raj, who's man of the match yesterday?
That's difficult, isn't it? I'm actually not sure, honestly. It's difficult to really pick anyone. No one really stood out. Like, maybe Gibbs White, because he still created quite a bit, but he kind of did as much as he could, but feeding off scraps, I suppose. That's all we're really doing. You know, as we've already said, defending very, very deep, and then most of the time just booting it to no one, which I think was half our problem. We just kept clearing it directly to Arsenal's own players, and then then it's just another wave of constant pressure. And to keep getting it out of danger, but you want to ideally get it further than the very next Arsenal player. And I think that's all that Gibbs White mainly was feeding on. And then, Awani and Wood, they didn't really have much to go off. So, I mean, there's not really anyone. I don't think anyone played.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I 100% agree on that. There's no one that.
Yeah.
For me,
difficult to say.
Disagree.
Go on. Right, go on then.
Only because I had the luxury, if you want to call it, I've watched the game back twice, and coming from me as well, Murillo by country mile.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for him,
it was.
Honestly, I didn't realise at the game. Obviously, you watched the whole thing, but how many times it was him who got a foot in. I mean, on the floor, he's impeccable, isn't he? That's why he's going to be a superstar one day, because he'll get better in the air as experience and whatnot, and he gets used to the physicality. He was a mile ahead. But I want to mention the one player I think has gone under the radar a lot in the last few weeks, doing his job superbly, but is getting better and better on the ball again to show, and that's Danilo. He sits in that defensive role, reading the danger, and he was quality yesterday, defensively and going forward to an extent. Obviously, what little, as Rad said, what little we had. But do you remember when we signed him and all the scouting reports were all about he was like Kante and Makelele and all that?
Yeah.
And I thought that sounds like a player. And then obviously he played further forward for us to start with, didn't he? When he was settling in, I think he even played the number 10 role, didn't he? Possibly a couple of times. And now we're seeing what he's all about. I think in that he's not your typical Brazilian. Yeah, of course he's got all your skill and all that, but his defensive work in the last few games, he was superb at Newcastle, but he was pretty awful on the ball at Newcastle. But defensively, he was superb, and he's gradually built on that. And I think he's what he could be a key for our team for the next 3-4 years, and then sell him for 100 million to Man City or whatever. A bit like what people are saying about Murillo. So yeah, sorry, short answer: Murillo by a mile on the day. Special mention for Danilo for me.
I think I agree with you on that. I think Danilo was being defensive as well, because remember the Blackpool game, he was really defensive as well, and he was sharp. Was it Blackpool? Was it Blackpool game? Come on, no, it wasn't Blackpool. It was Bournemouth, wasn't it? Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth? He made his debut. You come in,
that time, yeah. God,
yeah, it was Bournemouth. Yeah, he come on for someone, and he played all right. To be fair, so yeah, I think Danilo playing that role.
That's his position. That is his position, isn't it?
Yeah,
that Kante role, and I can see it now. He's so short. That thing you need at that time is the reading of the game and 2 or 3 yards of absolute pace off the mark to get your interceptions and things. And he did that all day yesterday. He was like an extra centre back at times when we needed him as well.
So
he did get a little deep at times. Yeah,
he was pretty much at centre back at times, and then he would like charge forward. It was, and you don't really see it very often.
Okay, so does everyone agree? Murillo was man of the match.
Yeah,
I was going to say Danilo, but it's more of an encouragement award for Danilo. I thought we got what we expect out of Murillo. We got what we expected out of Gibbs White. I thought Danilo's lifting his game a little bit, and he's on the pathway to being one of our key players. Let's go.
Okay, right. So before people, please do hit like button for my channel and Rad's. If you are watching both our channels, if you want to donate towards Rad's, please do. If you want to donate towards me, please do. Who's winning so far? Who's winning donations? I think it's Rad's. The main suspects on my channel have donated to Rad's. Why? I'd love to know why. Please do. I need a new hat. I've just got a check from someone. I sort my hat out. No, I'm not sorting my hat out. You're mad.
Well, you said you weren't going to beg again.
Huh?
Well, you weren't begging anymore.
I'm not begging again. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I didn't know that. It's getting cold. It's cold. I've got the heating on. But yeah, right. Let's talk about players in and out. Like I say, it's transfer deadline today. We've got another hour. Was it 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and that. Let's talk about our first sign, Gino Riena from Bruce Dortmund. David, what do you think of him? He's a winger. He's a winger. What do you think of him?
Well, I just went down the rabbit hole of looking at his YouTube highlights, which is what you always do as soon as we sign a player. He looks particularly good in the highlights in the US, collegiate, and wherever he was playing before he kind of turned up at Dortmund. He looks good on the ball. There's a couple of worldly goals that he kind of nips in and a couple of really good wonder strikes that I quite like the look of. I'm not sure. He's not going to be as pacey as Anthony Elanga. I think he's certainly going to make the I think he'll make the team. I'm not banking on Gio Reyna being the reason why we finished 13th in the Premier League this season. And I just don't like the loan buys or the loaning in players without the options, especially for 6 months.
It feels like a Watford. Do you think it feels like a Watford? Do you know?
Yeah, it's just like, why bother? Like, he's not, unless you're bringing in Keylor Davis, who we clearly needed in that position and who's clearly better than, what we had, then I just don't see why we would bother. Like, is he? Yeah. And then if he hits it out of the park, then we're going to have to end up paying a whole bunch more, which we don't want to do. And then we have the whole Jed Spence problem when we're still talking about him 4 years later. Like, I just don't love it for us.
Before I do, Mark, as payback time, thank you for the £2. Don't outshine Rads ever. Why, Mark? What? Why are you coming for me? I thought we were mates. There's no need for it. Come on, man. Mark, we thought we were mates. Don't ever shake my hand ever again. Thank you for the £2, though. Thank you for the £2. What do you think, Molly, about? You know what? I 100% agree with you what you said, David. About if it's like Watford. Like I was panicking today about what players we're going to bring in. I think there's another player that we are going to talk about afterwards. But it just feels like I don't like loans. How do you feel, Mono? People in the chat, how do you feel about loans? It's desperate, if I'm honest.
I'm trying to pick a positive now. Hands up, I've never seen him play, and it doesn't matter. But his dad was a really good player. Okay, I'd have happily signed him back in the day. But I feel like it's just a numbers thing in terms of he's not going to get ahead of Elanga, but Elanga's obviously picked up not a great one hamstring already, so that can always reoccur. Hudson-Odoi has obviously got to be careful. He picks up a lot of injuries as well. So I think it's almost a numbers thing. And if that's the case, it's the whole, you've hit the nail on the head. Why a loan? And then he signed a contract. Is it because we've agreed a fee and the loan, contract's been extended?
It's been extended. It's been extended. No, what it was.
He must have been out of contract soon then, which means we theoretically could have signed him on a pre-contract. I don't know.
No. What I heard, I think it was an Athletic. We wanted to buy him. Then, when it was on loan, and we wanted to buy him afterwards, got rid of the bit of what buying on loan. So that's what screwed Forest up. So again, looking forward.
Yeah, is he? I mean,
it's another dud loan buy. He's going to play 4 games and do nothing.
People in the chat, what do you feel about this, man? Get your chance in now. What do you think?
I mean, I agree with what people are saying. Really, I don't know. I just it's what Forest tend to always do. You know, we leave it to the last minute and then sign someone that. Well, I mean, I've heard of him, and I've actually think I've always viewed him as like quite a big player for Dortmund. So I'm really surprised that
they've let him go. Dortmund still in Champions League.
Yeah, they won their group in a really tough group as well.
But he hasn't been playing, Rads.
Oh, he has not been playing.
I know. Yeah, but
hasn't been playing.
I don't know. I have not been keeping track, but I know there was a time where it was like really highly rated. Obviously, something's happened that's made that not be the case so much, and I don't want him to be another Hudson-Odoi, you know, because that's basically what's happened with Hudson-Odoi. We signed someone that was very highly rated, and he's not really performed, which wasn't really a surprise because he kind of was dropped off before he joined us, and I just hope that isn't the case with Reina. I do like the fact that he's versatile. Like, he can play down the middle, he can play on the wing, which is good. And we needed that option because it's clear that we haven't got much depth in attack. You know, even without Awani available before, you know, we were so thin in attack. So we needed another option. And then getting with Origi potentially, and bringing in this other guy we're going to talk about, I'm sure, you know, that's good. But I'm glad we signed him because we needed that option.
Yeah,
but I'm a bit skeptical because it's a loan. I don't like, you know, it's frustrating. And then it's kind of like, is it a panic buy? You know, we've been there so many times, you know.
Do you think though, it relates to Sancho? You just got me thinking there what you were saying about at Dortmund. It just triggered in my head. Do you think it might relate to how Sancho gets on? They don't want to let him go in case they don't sign Sancho again in the future.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know, because he's lost any chance of getting inside now, hasn't he? Because of Sancho going back. I think I read somewhere. Have I got that right? I don't really follow European football, so maybe there's an element of that rather than him not play, come and play for us. And if they sign Sancho, then we've got a chance. If Sancho goes back to Man U, because he'll probably outlast their manager anyway, then he might have to go back. But I don't know. It's a strange one, as Dave said. I just don't get it. I hope he does do something. I don't think Callum Hudson-Odoi has been quite as bad as some do.
You know what? I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him.
He looks after the ball better than most of our players. It's just a case of when he does play, if the game suits him as well, and he puts in better crosses than most of our players, it's just he doesn't get to play that much. And just when he starts to get up ahead of steam, he seems to pick up a niggle or an injury. Well, same thing. So I don't know. I think there's still a very good player that we've
still got potential. Yeah,
is that injury going to be there? Or not? I don't know. Anyway, that's going off a tangent. So yeah, I think it's a strange signing. I can see a little bit of a logic in it. Just gives us that safety in numbers out wide, and like Rad says, I didn't know he could play up front. So I guess
think he's attacking midfielder, I think, and then a winger. So
so a bit of everything.
And like I said, I haven't got people in the chat. Is it Rodrigo Ribeiro? Another player that seems like we're going to sign. He's 18 years old. Deal was agreed between Nottingham Forest Sporting on loan with a buy option. 12 million euros, 30 million. Medical book for Rodrigo. Again, chat, does anyone know this guy?
2 words, George Mendes.
George Mendes. I don't know. Does anyone know who he is?
No idea.
He's got a great last name.
Ribeiro.
Is he as good as you, Ribeiro? Though? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what he's 18 years old and
one for the future. Maybe it's a bit like the young lad. I've forgotten his name now. My brain's gone. Number 41. That started playing a little bit.
Genie in a bottle.
Yeah.
Can I just say the comments in the channel tonight, Dore on point. I think Michael McGee's nailed it with the not potential on the upside. And so I hope that the Ribeiro signing.
Where's that one? This one?
Yeah, that one. Firstly, shout out to the comments. You guys are on fire. I think this is definitely right. We need to, the players we want to be signing, like it just, the Ribeiro one, it just sounds like at least there's going to be some upside. I just don't see the upside on the Gio Reyna business. If he hits it out of the park and we fall in love with a player that we can't sign off for too much. So
you know, remember, and you know what it reminds me of? And do you remember when it was what's his name? The Portuguese guy to control the transfers. What's his name?
Mendes.
George Mendes.
Yeah. What was that player that Wolves brought for 40 million? 18-year-old. And he was Silva.
Fabio Silva.
Yeah, that was Silva and
Fabio Silva. Yeah.
Fabio Silva, and like Forest are bringing this guy in. Like I said, no one knows who he is, and we need a striker. People chat.
Our last big Mendes signing? A certain, was it Carvalho?
Who?
Do you remember those three?
Who?
That was Mendes, wasn't it?
Carvalho.
Costas against.
Don't mention Diaz. Diaz as well. Every time someone mentions Diaz, Norwich City comes to me. Norwich City away. Dave, can you remember Norwich away?
There's so many bad ones that come up to I just put them out of my memory. Sorry. I just
that one was a very special one.
That was no one saw my vlog for that game. Please watch it. It was horrible. But let's just, I don't sidetrack everyone, but is everybody excited about this transfer window? I'm not.
I don't think we need to be excited. It needs to be a sensible window. You know, if we go out and splash 15, 20 million without any incomings just before we've got this whole points deduction hanging over our head, then we'd be idiots. You know, then maybe that's the idea of a loan deal as well, to make it look like we're not I don't know. It'd be. I wouldn't be impressed looking at other clubs in our position if they went out spending money. That's what I would say.
Strategically,
when Everton signed Garner.
If we had the choice not to have a transfer window and all clubs were not allowed to sign anyone, then I would think we would take the option of no signings and just stick with what we've got, and everyone's status quo has to remain the same. Yeah. Because the other thing, the 43 players that have come in, it has just been a turnstile. And let's just give what we've got a bit of a go. And maybe the Reyna one, we're just getting more wingers and we get a centre back out of the squad and actually fix the numbers up. But yeah, other than a goalkeeper, what else?
Now you mentioned the goalkeeper there. Like I said, we've been linked with what's his name? Sam Johnson. People in the chat, he's not. I like him. I like Sam Johnson, but we need, like I said, no disrespect to the others, but we need a keeper. What's your thoughts on Sam Johnson, David?
Well, Sam Johnson's been beaten out by Dean Henderson, and we didn't sign Dean Henderson. So if we'd have just signed Dean Henderson, then we'd have not had this problem. And we spent so much time worrying about, think about how many hours the club has spent trying to recruit a goalkeeper. They should have just spent the 15 million quid on the damn Dean Henderson and just been done with it. It's just so frustrating, some of the decisions these guys make sometimes. But look, Sam Johnson's obviously wants to challenge for the English squad. Look, if he plays goalkeeper for Nottingham Forest, he's going to get a whole bunch of work. He's going to be able to prove that he's a shot stopper, and he'll be able to prove that he can kick the ball, and certainly he'll be a key player for us. So I think it's quite a good move for him. For him personally, I think it would be a good opportunity, and that's the team that he would want to play for, because we are the highest ranking team that needs a goalkeeper, I think. And so why wouldn't you want to go play for them or for us?
He wants to move back to the Midlands desperately, doesn't he, for family reasons?
Before we do, we've got some guy. I don't know if anyone knows him. Some guy called Max Hayes. People in the chat, do you know who this guy is? Good evening, fellas. We need to keep or we're going down. Yeah. People in the chat, do you know this guy? some random.
Isn't he the good-looking young guy that like always
I
outshines
wouldn't
you?
say good looking. I wouldn't say.
Probably doesn't have to beg for money
He's
either.
smart. He's
He's
smart
on the
up
Raz
there.
channel as well, by the way. Commented on the Raz channel.
Wait. Hey, wait. No, this is listen, what is going on, Max? You're getting blocked, Max. Shout out to Max, though. He's doing fantastic for Guy Body Reds as well.
He is doing well on the Garibaldi Red. Shout
Good
out
job
to him.
last night as well. Good job at Binks Yard last night as well.
Yeah, he did text me. I do apologize, Max. I do apologize, Max, for not coming down. When you do daddy duties, it's a bit difficult for not coming. So I am coming next time, Max. In Newcastle at home, you'll definitely see me, Max. I'm not coming on stage. There's not a chance, Max. I'm not coming on stage. Yeah, the keeper, like I say, question, and it is tough. And I'm going to answer. I'm going to tell everyone. People in the chat, do you think we're going down right now? Rads, how do you feel? How do you feel right now? People in the chat, how do you feel right now?
Rather conflicted, really. I mean, there's lots of ways you can look at it.
People in the chat, get involved. I need the answers.
I think a lot of people are saying, and I agree, it's down to if we sort out the goalkeeper situation, which is very perilous, shall we say. The FFP situation hanging over us, I think, we can't really do anything about that. I mean, we can't, worry too much about it, I suppose, but it's something that is looming over us, which I don't think is ideal, especially because we've got to wait to find out. And I was just thinking back earlier, actually, how this may be a bit brutal, but looking back throughout the season, we've only really had 2 games where I think we've been like we've outplayed someone, and that was the United and Newcastle game. Yeah. And I know we beat Chelsea and Villa, and they were great games, no doubt, but they weren't quite as refined as those other 2. And sometimes you don't need to, win really, really well. It's just about getting the 3 points. But I just feel, there's been too many games where if we have got something from it, it's been smash and grab or lucky. And then obviously we've had, unfortunately, plenty of games where we've been beaten, and that's frustrating. And I think a lot of people are also saying that it's like we've got a better like set of players now, but not a better team, which is not a good thing, really. So, looking at how other teams are playing, I think Sheffield United are probably going to go down, even though they have got fight in them. I think Burnley are looking tough. If Everton get another deduction, that's going to be really, really difficult for them. But Luton, you're seeing how they're fighting. If we can sort out the keeper situation and get enough points, which I firmly believe we can, and know we keep making the same mistakes, but I do believe we've got enough in us. I think we absolutely have got enough in us. But, if we keep getting games like yesterday, I know it was against Arsenal, but look at how we lost. It was just individual errors again. If that keeps happening, how many times can we keep on making up for it? If you know what I mean? I think it's concerning. I think I don't really think it's fair, or it's too early to say if we're going to get relegated or not. But we're certainly in a bit of a perilous situation at the moment, which is not great. So, yeah, that's my take on it, really.
What about you, David? Like I said, at this moment, not like what's going to happen in the future. Like, what's your?
I'm going to stick with my early season prediction, Dore, which is we're going to finish 17th and survive on a 1-goal difference. That's how close it's going to be. That is how close it is going to be. Wow. Just looking at it then. So we're on minus 13 difference and Luton's on minus 10. It is going to be down to the wire. I think Sheffield United looked a little bit better the other day. I think they'll improve slightly, and these seasons are long, but we've got but they'll come, like all the teams have a little bit of a run. We will Taiwo's back, guys. Like Taiwo makes such a difference to this team, just the belief that we've got from scoring. You think about the form that Chris Wood was in. We've now got that coming off the bench. That just, you can't win games without scoring goals, and we've got Taiwo. So as long as Taiwo doesn't go tomorrow, then I think we'll be okay, but it's going to be down to the wire. And I think we can handle a 6 points deduction. Don't think we can handle a 10.
Okay.
Can't handle a 10. But I'm saying we're saving up.
Okay. Malo, what do you think?
Just.
Well, I think Rads and Dave said the two things I was thinking without actually putting it together. One, as David said, we've got goals in us. But as Rads hinted at, we've also got goals against us, big time. And I like to look at the maths. We need, let's say we get a 10-point deduction, worst case scenario. We need 26 points roughly, I think it is, from 16 games. Even if we need 20 points from 16 games, that's pushing it a little bit. And if we don't get any points deducted, we still need a point a game. That I can see us doing. At one point, a few weeks ago, when we started winning, and David nailed it. Oh, no, sorry, Rads nailed it on. We looked good in those 2 games. And I'm going to question why we looked so good in those 2 games. Yes, players played well. Straight after we lost a manager, we brought in a carbon copy tactically of the manager we'd lost, no matter what anyone says.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mollo. That's a good take.
Absolute carbon.
It's the same guy.
There's going to be tweaks. Of course, there's going to be tweaks.
He's a little bit better. It's the same guy.
The only difference is that the players have obviously decided they've got to impress the new manager because they've all got a clean slate. But it's a month in or so now, and we're lacking players clearly, and we've got players coming back. And as you say, Tyro's a massive one. I'm worried, and I'm going to throw that phrase that I threw out back in August when everyone was saying we're going to finish 10th. Not everyone, that's rubbish. But when people were getting carried away, when we started signing every man and his dog again, second season syndrome is a real thing. It's real. It's been shown before. We saw it last night, didn't we? Yeah. Exactly the same game as last year. Completely different atmosphere. You know, there were moments when the atmosphere was good, but when we were 0-0 after, was it 60 minutes, and clearly the team needed us, you've got A Block singing, you've got the Lower Bridgeford a bit singing. That's it. Everyone else sitting on their hands thinking, oh, we're 0-0 with Arsenal. Why aren't we winning this? Or we're 0-0, we'll be okay. That was a world-class team. If they had Tyro up front instead of Jesus, not because he's not a good player, but because of the type of player Tyro is, they would have a real chance of winning the league. You know, they were that impressive as a team whenever I've seen them play, but all they lack is the cutting edge down the middle somebody like Tyro would give them. But it's that second season syndrome thing is really bothering me. I can't get it out of my head. But on the flip side of that, we are going to Wembley. Just saying.
FA Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll beat Bristol. We'll beat Man
United. Not saying we're going to Wembley next season, playoff finals. God.
I'll take that now. I'll take that.
That's a good question. If you were offered playoff finals next season right now,
I'd take it all day long. Because I don't buy into this Premier League razzmatazz bollocks. Oh, sorry, rubbish. Right? If any of my students are watching, don't ever say that at school. Okay, but I don't buy into that rubbish ever, because it's just football at the end of the day. And actually, I quite enjoyed winning games and playing good football, even if it was only, I don't know, Stoke City, sorry, Dore, and people like that. At the end of the day, if I knew we were going to come straight back up and not drop into the wilderness for the next 20-odd years, I would take that. And I know everyone goes, but what about the money? I don't care if there's fireworks and some referee picks the ball off a stand and everyone goes match day one and all the garbage that comes with the Premier League. Ultimately, it's still a game of football. And, you know, win your headers, win your tackles, score your goals and whatnot. And I want to be I want to win and I want to be entertained. I'm not being entertained very much. That's a bit harsh because we're up against it. And we're certainly not winning very much. And having away fans now taking the mickey out of us, as well as fans at away grounds, it's getting a bit much, you know.
Yeah, I'd hear you on that, Mollo, but I train at an under-20s football club. And turning up last night with my Forest jersey and all the Arsenal guys of the under-20s and hearing the young kids being able to talk to me about Taiwo Awoniyi and the Forest players and Matt Turner and young international football fans having a view on Nottingham Forest, that is because we're in the Premier League. And if we're not in the Premier League, we just don't have that. And so we have a brilliant football club and we've got to be on that. We want to be on that. And I understand that we all like to see Forest win, but I'll take 16th in the Premier League.
I'll take that. But you did say for 1 year only, to be fair.
Oh, that's true. I did say that. And the playoff was amazing. The playoff final was amazing.
And like many people my age, one of my favourite seasons ever was actually under Frank Clark. The two
Frank
Clark,
yeah, amazing.
We always talk about Frank Clark and that season when I'm on Dore. I do love that season.
Frank Clark, legend. Before we do, I've just seen something on Twitter regarding Sam Johnson. Forest will reopen talks with Crystal Palace over 15 million for Sam Johnson. Players open to move with view to keeping his place in England squad of the Euros. 15 million. Like again.
Could have gotten Dean Henderson for 15 million.
No, we couldn't, though, could we? Man U were playing silly buggers.
That's what Palace paid for it.
I know, that's what's so sickening.
I know.
Well, that's because we're a competitor to Manchester United, whereas Crystal Palace are not. So they didn't want to sell him to us. Actually, that completely makes good business. In fact, I applaud you, Manchester United, because you are competing with us, whereas Palace isn't on the same league as us. Good.
Well, don't rat at Dave. Don't rat at all the Man U fans, man. They're already crying anyway. So.
Well, this is true because if we rattle the Manchester United fans, they're more likely to come for me because none of them actually live in Manchester. Oh, Ziga!
You know what that means, though? If that happens, we've spent £31 million on the goalkeeping position, and that's obviously, and 3 lots of wages to pay,
and 3 international goalkeepers.
I didn't think it was possible to mess up a position so badly. You know,
we'll actually have 4 because Horvath's an international goalkeeper too, isn't he? That's an entire team of international goalkeepers.
We've got so many goals. That's what you know. What I don't understand. Like, and this is no disrespect. Like, why we still got have
like we're at the point now where it's championship manager amusement when you start and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to play all the goalkeepers as striker. We have a whole team of them.
David, this is what
we had 2 on the bench, didn't we?
We had 2 on the bench last night. I don't get it. Why?
Was that ever explained why?
Because
they thought Hennessy could give us
we played as people will know we beat Derby under 21s the day before, so they couldn't play the next day. We'll be on the bench.
They had enough to fill the bench.
Yeah, they have to fill.
There must have been someone surely that could have been ahead of another goalkeeper.
No, because I looked at the team and I think the usual lot that was on the bench for the previous, I sure they played against Derby. I don't know if that's right.
Well, who else could have been on the bench yesterday that wasn't?
Osong and people like that.
Osong didn't play against Derby and we still beat Derby. Just forget out there, Derby. Sorry, Derby fans, we beat 1-0. Yeah.
We've got to stop talking about Derby. Then we don't compete with them. We compete with Manchester United.
No, David, we beat him on under 21s. Yeah.
That kid's a bit of an egg.
I don't even know where Derby is. Where is Derby?
Nobody does.
Where is? I don't even know where it is. Is that a town in like Scotland or something?
It's a small place. It's just down there somewhere. But
same amount of sheep.
All you Derby subscribers, I hope you're well. I'm not one bit. But yeah, we have gone over a bit on Rad's channel. But yeah, thank you for all the donations as well. It would have been great if you had more than Rad's. But yeah,
thank you everyone. Thank you.
That's subscribe.
I'm going to see Rad's in this next. He's going to have some bling on, and he's going to be like, he's like, money, money, money.
Reveling into a stream. Yeah.
Look, that's really people in the chat. I'm doing a Bournemouth show on Friday with Craig.
Spare tickets, anyone?
People in the chat, in the best spare tickets. If you want to donate money to Marlow to forget a spit. Any Bournemouth fans watching to get a ticket for Marlow, please do, because it is like.
Was there an issue with Arsenal fans in the Forest sections? That was a big thing that I saw.
No,
it's so annoying when that happens, isn't it?
No,
someone said that. Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see it. I didn't.
Forest fans, stop selling your tickets to other teams' fans.
Exactly.
Come on.
It's not fans, to be fair. It's starting to happen to this whole Premier League razzmatazz stuff. The corporate tickets are getting into different hands. Like I keep getting adverts and stuff for like Liverpool tickets, Man United tickets, and I keep getting adverts for games that Forest are involved in, even at home against the bigger clubs. So if you're prepared to spend stupid money, you can get a ticket.
Yeah,
so there's more stuff like that.
It's true. It's they are about online and they're just
sadly.
So it's sad, but that's what
Premier League. Stoke away, Dore.
Say again.
Where were they when we played Stoke away, eh?
Don't ruin it. I've not mentioned that team on this stream. I bloody hate them. I hate that team.
They didn't know what Nottingham Forest was back then. It's like suddenly we'll jump on the bandwagon in the Premier League.
There's nothing wrong with bandwagon fans. We need bandwagon fans. They're the best types.
Right.
Rads, Dore, Boulderman, and Mollo are supporting Forest no matter what.
Yeah,
we need bandwagons.
I know. I'm just frustrated. My 10-year-old, he's gone to quite a few games this season.
Bristol City? He's at Bristol City, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's been home and away. Took him to the away game.
I seen him at
he sat with you, wasn't he? Of course, he sat with you. It's tough because you do want the bandwagon jumpers. Of course you do, but just unfortunate he was born. No, unfortunate the time he was born and Forest got successful was just as he was old enough to start getting a season ticket and we couldn't get him one. But it means every game that he wants to go to, I have to get a ticket for him and his mom so that they can both go. And you're looking at the wrong end of about 60 odd quid per game. But that's the Premier League.
Well, it's all those donations so we can buy more goalkeepers, Mollo.
People donate to get more goalkeepers. We need more.
See what people are thinking now.
So basically, Nottingham Forest have just got a big donate box over here. We just keep dumping your money in and just donating for these buddy goalkeeper purchases.
Yeah, please donate. Click for like for guys. Yeah, we do. Like I said, we have spare time to talk about our club that we love. So please do hit the like button for my channel and Rad's channel because we're both on each channel. But if you prefer, which one do you prefer, my channel or Rad's?
Oh,
so
subscribe to Rad's, everyone.
we like both channels, Dore.
We love both channels, but I'm just saying
there's room for everyone, Dore.
We like the Nottingham Forest YouTube ecosystem.
We're not going to make any competition here, are we?
Rad's has been doing it for a long time. He deserves so much credit. Like I said, he was in the dark days.
Yes.
I still watch that. I still the video he did before Wembley. I still that was a great video as well. I still look back on that. I still look back on the Stoke away day. That was just. Did you go, Mollo, to Stoke away?
When we lost 1-0?
Yeah.
I've erased it from my memory.
What a game it was.
I'm going to go down that rabbit hole and watch you guys on those. And go.
I may have been quite an angry rant after that game. It was quite. Yeah.
David, don't do it. It was one of the worst. People like I said, I'm always positive. Like I said, I'm always like I said, but if we lose, I'll say it. But we lost that game, and it was just
did have a shot at goal.
Shut up, Ben. We didn't have one shot on goal.
Did we even have a shot, let alone a shot on goal?
No, you know what frustrated me for that game? When Chris Hooton did an interview after the game, he said he played well. I was in the car. Shout out to Malcolm, and Malcolm's hangry, but I was angry that game. I was just flipping.
Maybe we should do a retro match review of that game in the off-season Dore. Go back and force ourselves to watch it.
No, I think my people in the chat, if you want it, please hit the like button on my channel.
Brennan Johnson's not good enough, by the way.
Oh, what?
He's not. Brennan Johnson's not good enough for the championship.
Yeah, he's not good enough.
Yeah.
The championship. That's what we said. That's what Chris Hooton said.
I know. Yeah. Scored tonight as well, hasn't he?
Scored there. Yeah. Liverpool won 4-1. Liverpool winning 4-1, wasn't it? I think there was.
No. Brennan Johnson scored for Tottenham.
Yeah. Spurs won 3-2. Liverpool. I think. Right. Before we do go, we're gonna get everyone's prediction for the Bournemouth game. I know it's early, but Rads, what do we both? What?
I'm being dopey.
You are dopey
because I'm not well. I'm losing track of what day it is.
Old age.
And that, yeah. Headed too many footballs, brain damage.
Rads, what's your score prediction for Bournemouth?
Well, Bournemouth have been in good form really recently. Yeah. I know they lost their last game, I think.
Give me a chat as well. Get your score
Liverpool. But I just think we never ever beat Bournemouth. It's been such a long time since we beat them. I'd love to beat Bournemouth as a result of that, but I just don't. I think we can win. You know, I think the away form under Nuno has been all right. I suppose beating Newcastle like we did. Obviously, that Blackpool game was pretty different. It wasn't great, really. We can't really count the cup games, but Brentford.
Ooh.
it was a bit difficult, of course, on us. But yeah, I just think I'm gonna go 1-1. Okay, I'll go 1-1. I could see either side nicking it, but I think as much as I'd love to get some revenge on Bournemouth, especially after the last 2 times they've been to our ground beating us like they have. You know?
They always beat our ground, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll go 1. I think after losing to Arsenal, we need to get a win really, but I suppose it'd be a good point. But we've got some tough games coming up, so every game's tough. But yeah,
David, what's your prediction?
0-0. We never beat Bournemouth. It's going to be a boring game. The new goalkeeper is going to start. And whoever that is, and I'm going to call it now. Whoever the new goalkeeper is,
bring George Shelby in.
They're going to start the new goalkeeper immediately, and they're going to play well. And they're going to make a whole bunch of saves, and it's going to be a boring 0-0 draw. But we'll be all excited talking about how good the goalkeeper was.
Well,
I'd take a clean sheet all day long. I agree with you there. And wash your mouth out with soap, Rads. Don't diss the FA Cup.
I'm not dissing the FA Cup.
You younger generation.
No, I love the magic of the cup. Just
yeah.
I was just comparing it to playing.
All I'm saying. I have some of my best memories of those. Anyway, 3-2 Bournemouth, just because we always lose 3-2 at the moment, and we can't defend and we do score goals. And unless we get this new keeper in, then it might not happen. But I'm going 3-2 Bournemouth. And also because I read the other day, and I'm not a gambler, if you put a tenner on Forest every game in the league to have lost 3-2, you'd be about 800 quid up by now or something daft.
Oh, wow.
I think I'll say right now, Bournemouth are playing well. Solanke's scoring for fun.
Rubbing his hands playing against us, isn't he?
Right now, I'll say 1-1. I'll take that. But it's what I'm saying. We'll take 1-1, but that's just putting pressure on us again. And
no, we need points though, because
points. Yeah, I'll take 1-1.
We need progress. You accumulate them, does it? And like David said, following on from that difficult game last night, a point's a point, and I'd love a clean sheet. I sound like Cloughie. Well, as Cloughie used to say, when he were on a bad run, he used to say to players, just give me a clean sheet, and that'll do me.
You can build on that, can't you?
Exactly.
We always lose to Bournemouth. We all know we're losing to Bournemouth. We never beat Bournemouth.
Mark says, hopefully Slanker mind won't be at the game as Spurs stiffing around him a little bit. I don't Spurs won't get him lastminute.com.
I think it works the other way as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You want to show what Spurs are missing out on.
Colin says 2, Forest, looking Forest 1. What's that, Colin? Forest, who's winning that game? Bournemouth. I'm putting Nikati on Solanke. If Nikati can head the ball, that would be great. But yeah, I'll say 1-1 and all that. Right. It's been a great show. I've done over an hour. I don't like doing over an hour shows, but because it's transfer deadline day, we did an extra 25 minutes. But
just all the donations coming in for Rad's channel, Dore. You just couldn't stop.
Like, shout out to everyone that's donated to Rad's channel. Look, shout out to everyone that's donated to Rad's channel. Like,
thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Headline on Sky Sports.
What's going on? People, where? What's going on?
Breaking live news from Mollo.
Inflation's gone up. Inflation's gone up because of all the donations to Rad.
Oh, right. Weren't expecting that. I'm global now, right? Okay.
Like the Chanel Superstore has opened outside Rad's place, hoping to get some sales.
Shout out to everyone that's donated towards me and Rad, but Rad's got more than me. But it's all love though, because Rad's always my channel. He deserves it. He's been doing it long, YouTubing, like me. And shout out to Max Hayes as well. If you're watching on Rad's channel, Bellend. He knows I'm joking. He's a bellend. He's always been a bellend. But yeah, shout out to all the YouTubers as well. Forest Focus and a lot. But yeah, make sure everyone subscribes to Rads as well, because he does great more content than me, and he doesn't get much love he should. And shout out to Ellie. I'm sick and tired of Ellie going to all these things, and she sent me some pictures of. Can I see where she went today? She went to
It was that conference thingy.
Yeah, Ellie went
like
to
equality and for I think I can't remember the title. Anti-racism and
shout out to Ellie. She's seen all the Forest players as well. Did she saw Thierry Henry, Lilian Thuram as well?
Yeah, Lilian Thuram.
Lilian Thuram.
What's his name?
Camembert. Rod Prier. Bloody hell, players.
Camembert. But the biggest legend there of all, forget all of them, Viv Anderson's there.
Viv Anderson, legend for Forest, absolutely legend. Who else was there? Wes Morgan.
Have you seen Viv Anderson recently? He still looks about 30. He looks like he should still be playing.
That's how I've seen him.
He got a whole bunch of coverage. They kind of showed him on the screen. And I just say shout out to the commentary, David Prutton. I thought was fantastic, and his pro-Forest views on watching a Forest game was certainly welcomed after then having to put up with Ian Wright at the damn end of the coverage. But yeah, Prut's a hero.
What channel do you get it on over there?
You get a subscription to one of the telco companies has a subscription, so you get all the matches. So
we had Darren Fletcher and
shout out to
Lucy Ward.
Yeah, right.
Lucy Ward was the first co-commentator, and bearing in mind Darren Fletcher was commentating, so he perhaps set it up a bit as well. The first co-commentator I've heard on a Forest match live, when they talk about how many players we've signed, to say, yeah, but loads actually had to go out and they had no team at the end of the championship season. So fair play. Joe Burke would be impressed though, because you know what he's like.
Before we do go, people, is there anything that we need to know? Like, is there any gossip, Rads? Any from Twitter land? Like, can tell us, Rads? Because, like I said, I'm not on Twitter. If you want to follow me on Instagram, please do. It's in the description.
Nothing new, I don't think, just yet. But I'm sure
just a bunch of pictures of Gio.
Forest will make it interesting, I'm sure, whatever.
Yeah, so there's still another
pictures of the table and everything. That's all I'm getting.
Pictures of what?
Pictures of how the table and everything is.
Oh, days. I said, people, we've got another half an hour to transfer window, so we might sign.
It's a whole day, Dore. It's tomorrow, isn't it?
It's not. It's tonight.
It's tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
11 o'clock tomorrow.
I thought it was tonight.
I'm getting my days mixed up.
I thought it was tonight. What's all the gossip then? I don't know. I must be losing
It is
my mind.
weird, isn't it? So.
Yeah, no, because we'll sign tomorrow. You heard it here first at the Dore channel. Forest will sign Sam Johnson tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's happening.
Yeah.
I want that on my table on Christmas Day.
Yeah, no.
That's how I want my table dressed on Christmas Day. Sorry.
But right, people, it's tomorrow. We might do another show tomorrow. We might sign another player. Hopefully, Sam Johnson. We might. I don't know. Might do. Hopefully, bring them.
Sam Johnson's appearing on Rad's channel tomorrow. Apparently.
Yeah,
he's donating
all
his
these
first
donations. Get him in.
Oh, this is shocking behaviour from the 49 people. As well, 68. Come on, people. Come on, man. Let's help Dore out. I'm going Bournemouth as well. Sorry, I don't know Milo. But no, if anyone got tickets for. Wait, so yeah, it's tomorrow. Window closes 11 p.m. tomorrow night. Okay, I thought it was. But my bad. Right, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for everyone that's watching on my channel, Rad's channel. Make sure please go and subscribe. Go and watch Rad's videos as well. Yeah, please subscribe. And now people can start donating to Rad's channel. It'll be fantastic. But yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you, Marlo. Thank you, David. I'm going to sleep. David, what are you doing now? You going to work now?
Gotta work.
He's got to work. He's all the way in Australia, people. Any houses in this channel? That would be great. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for watching my channel, Rad's channel. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I might do a stream tomorrow. It's going to be a pleasure. Peace and love, people.
See you guys.